I'd fall asleep again.
God!
Ah, that's cool.
No, Tom Selleck was not.
All right, perhaps it would behoove us to move on.
Yes, obviously those of us with higher falutin ideas of film will enjoy Australia when it comes out. And for the rest of you who prefer your shoot 'em ups.
You know, I'm sorry. If you guys didn't like Moulin Rouge, your heart is dead.
Yeah,
I'll take a dead heart.
That would be me.
Dead hearts.
Sorry, dead
Leon
heart.
and Jason have dead hearts.
So
Wow,
far,
please-
3 people in the entire...
Please do not eat my brain.
Dead heart, heterosexual.
4
Amen.
people. 5. No,
Yeah, take it. So it's about. So it's 50-50. So you either loved it or hate it.
Yeah,
Which
there you go.
is good, I think, for a movie.
Actually, we need one more to hate it, so we can be cooler by being the minority. One more person.
like
up,
me and Leon.
Ixnay on the minority, man.
All right,
Move on.
fanboys.
Fanboys fucking gonna rock, dude. All there is to it, period.
Yeah, no. It's written by Ernie
A
Klein,
local guy.
Local
guy,
Austinite Ernie Klein.
good friend of Bo, somebody I've met a couple times as well. Really, really nice fucking guy.
Very cool dude.
It's got a decent cast.
And more than nice, funny as shit.
Yes,
He's
decent
a
cast.
very, very funny guy.
Notably, Kristen Bell being one of the main characters in it.
Kristen Bell and Jay Baruchel, who I thought did a great job in Tropic Thunder. He was one of my favorite bits about
Yeah,
it.
It should be noted that I totally nailed Kristen Bell. by the way.
Cool.
Wow.
I noticed that
You're
in-
my hero.
I think a blood vessel popped in your eye.
Jason's
Jason,
girlfriend
whenever-
left shortly before this, so the fact-checking group is gone.
My girlfriend, she's dead. She died. She fell off.
She lives in Canada where she's buried.
I only know what you guys have told me about this movie. One possible negative thing to it. Don't me. I have a legitimate thing that could be negative about
Whatever,
it.
communist.
It's this movie.
Hold on, I'll go get baby Jesus in a manger and you a knife. You talked about this.
This movie has been given a thumbs up by George Lucas himself, which is kind of a bad sign.
You're right, it's going to suck. No, he's right. It did. And to some level, this kisses the ass, apparently, of George Lucas and Star Wars films because it's done from the viewpoint of people who hadn't seen the prequels yet.
which are pretty damn good.
Yeah.
The basic plot is...
Wait, no.
No, the basic plot is that it's set in 1998, and it's a group of friends who are really looking forward to episode 1, like we all were. We were all like, oh my
Hey,
god.
Karina, remember when we went to go see episode 1 together? Ernie did try to
Hold on.
There was a time when it was being cast as a local Austin independent film, and they had an open casting call at the Electric Lounge when it was still around.
Yes.
And we all came out, a bunch of slam poets, and I auditioned for the only female part in the entire film, which was of the girlfriend who doesn't get it.
And it went to Kristen Bell.
And I got the fucking part.
Oh, you got the
I
part.
got the part, and now it's fucking Veronica Mars.
You know what? There's a casting couch in the back room here at the League Lounge.
We can make up for this right now.
Let's try. Let's make amends. Let's make history right. Let's.
Don't worry, you're safe from Leon as long as you stay blonde.
And what the idea is that their friend is dying of cancer. And he's not going to live long enough to see the new one. And he's
So they would show him the prequels, and he won't feel so bad about dying.
that would be what ended up happening.
Yes, admittedly, it is cruel.
So anyway, that's the movie. It looks like it's funny. The word is it's really funny. So now we can actually move back to comic books.
All right. Whoa.
Thank God.
Whoa. When the league stopped talking about comic books.
Wow. We've been talking about upcoming
I know,
movies
stupid movies.
for like 6
Let's
months
talk
now.
about some real stuff.
Yeah.
Comic books.
All the women leave the room.
They actually did.
There was a sonic boom there as the oxygen filled in the spaces by them leaving. suddenly.
Sonic Poon.
Oh.
What is rock and roll?
This question that all of us went, I want to answer this.
Okay.
From a guy named Chris. Since Bill is a LGBT friendly place, what the hell does that even mean?
That means a lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't know what the T was for.
As Cyrus pretends he doesn't know.
Yeah, exactly.
I have no idea what that means.
It's really weird that I have to explain the tattoo that you have on your arm.
I have a gay comic book question for you that I hope you can answer. Personally, I think that homosexuals in comic books are, no pun intended, getting the shaft. If they're even seen at all. Right now, I can count the number of gay characters that I know off the top of my head on my right hand. Okay. Ultimate Colossus, North Star, Hulkling. I didn't even know Hulkling was gay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
he's
knew
having
that.
he and Wiccan are lovers.
And Wiccan, next person, and Lucy in the Sky, which I wonder how Paul McCartney feels about that. But and yet these characters are either portrayed as A, effeminate, or butch, gay men and lesbian women, respectfully, drug addicts, B, C, second bananas or throwaways, D, bitches in distress, E, do a horrible act outside their personality in an attempt to, quote, straighten, unquote, them into being badass, or even F, killed off in a horrible and stereotypical way or reduced to a fag in the fridge, which totally confused me.
Yeah, I gotta say, I was following all that, but we got to fag in the fridge.
You guys,
I was like, wait,
okay?
what?
Did you guys pay attention to the discussion board and did you read my reply?
Well,
No.
Okay, fag in a fridge response, and you can look this up on Wikipedia. You can put it into your Google. Women in refrigerators. Women in refrigerators refers to the name.
Cyrus's weekend.
No,
life?
Women in refrigerators comes from a Green Lantern episode where Kyle Rayner found his girlfriend in a refrigerator. But basically, the phrase "women in a refrigerator" has been used to basically discuss the way that women are treated in comics in general. Insofar as like, oh, he has a girlfriend, and oh, we'll just kill her off for effect. You know, he has a girlfriend. Well, you know, all of a sudden your supervillain comes in and murders her. Wah wah. Sorry, and now you've got to deal with it, brother. You know, but yeah, it's kind of a it's not the most women friendly.
I'd never heard that term.
Fag in a fridge basically it's just referring to the same thing, except with instead of it being the girlfriend, it's your gay friend or your sidekick who happens to be gay or your sidekick who happens to have AIDS. Oh, all of a sudden, they end up dead.
Well,
sorry.
They continue with, I want to
That's
know
what
what
that
you
means.
guys think about how gays and lesbians are portrayed in comic books. If there's a book about a kick-ass character that just happened to be LGBT, would you read the book still? What gay character do you guys like? P.S. They wanted to say I give a shout out to Orson Scott Card, the Ultimate Iron Man mini-series, who basically said that gays and lesbians should not or could not make superheroes. And I agree with you totally, Chris. Fuck you and your homophobia, you big piece of short shit, Orson Scott Card. Yeah, we know you wrote Ender's Game. Shut the fuck up, you old fucking...
Yeah,
like,
Orson Scott Card is, he is an Orthodox Mormon, and Mormons say that, if you're gay, then you're going to hell, just like a lot of religions.
Here's the thing. The more upset you are about gay people, the higher the chance is that you actually want to suck cock. It's just that simple.
Orson Scott Card is writing Ultimate Iron Man right now, and the next storyline is actually that Iron Man forces all the homosexuals in the Ultimate Universe to register with the government.
You know, it's sad because I was like, went to San Diego Comic Con. I was so excited about meeting Orson Scott Card and getting his autograph.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I really
So you
love it.
didn't know about-
Ender's Game. I didn't
he's
know
a good writer.
I didn't know anything until I got back and Bo told me all this shit, and I was like, oh, thanks for popping my
he's
balls.
sorry,
Such
dude.
an asshole. Sorry, he is.
Well, he was really nice when I met him, but
I mean, I'm sure he's
I-
nice to
yeah,
people,
I'm-
but if
I'm
you were
sure
to go,
he-
oh, I'm
because
gay,
you like vagina.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm sure he's a nice guy,
He would
and
kick me in the nuts, I'm sure.
I'm sure his opinions aren't informed by malice.
Look, no one.
They're
from-
informed by his wackadoo fucking religion that was founded by a guy who discovered
Hey.
gold plates in his backyard. Okay,
and
fine.
magic underwear.
Yeah,
I-
yeah, more magic underwear.
Well, that's true. But I can tell
So
you guys.
hate on, man, ruin it up.
I can list off a kick-ass gay character right off the bat. Captain America.
What?
I know you're going what?
Okay, I gotta hear this.
But,
That's deep.
No, but several years ago, there was a theory going around that Captain America was gay, and there was somebody like posted all the different comics that showed it, and how like he had this girlfriend who she was his girlfriend, but they would never get together. He would always avoid it, and the thing was, at first I was like, oh come on, but they had enough examples to where I had to go like, shit, you might be on to
Oh my
something
God!
here.
The comics code made people gay.
To be honest, 10% of Captain America is gay.
Right. But I would say, like,
Yeah,
That's provable
exactly.
to me
statistically.
personally, hey, yeah. I thought North Star was a suck-ass character even before he announced he was gay.
He is a terrible character.
Hated him.
And not in the pun sense that you meant it.
Right. But
I'll defeat you, Captain Felcher. That guy sucks ass.
But I wrote back on this particular question, and like I would urge everybody to check out the Rawhide Kid graphic novel Slap Leather.
I heard that was really
It
funny.
not only
It
like,
is
like,
good. It's
like
really
it
good.
brings in like the artist John Severn, who used to draw like a lot of parodies for Crack magazine. He used to draw Western comics and war comics before that.
Is he related to Marie Severn?
Yes,
Okay.
it's her brother, I think. But they brought him out of retirement to draw this. It's the Rawhide Kid as a flaming gay cowboy, but it's written so well and so
I know.
funny.
And honestly,
and co-host
It is very
has,
tongue-in-cheek.
Co-host has whispered something in my ear. The Authority.
Yeah.
Oh,
And as
yeah,
far as
I was gonna say
yeah,
that.
you
Yeah,
cannot avoid. If you're like, God, there aren't any strong gay, dude. You want to see Batman and Superman as gay guys?
Yeah,
and
The Authority.
and not only that, but gay guys who love each other and get married. Check out the Authority.
And also
man.
whip some
There's
ass.
nothing namby-pamby about those guys.
no, the Midnighter and Apollo in the Authority are the
The-
strongest,
the-
coolest gay couple.
Yeah, and the
in comics.
Midnighter is as scary as Batman is.
Oh,
I
yes,
mean,
he is.
he
more
will-
so.
So Peanut Vendor asks, right
Peanut
now,
Vendor.
Gay.
I'm so glad we decided to record this at a middle school.
This is such a mature conversation.
Peanut Vendor asks, would you like my nuts? No. Right now, in film, there's an ongoing renaissance of taking comics, graphic novels specifically, and making them into movies. If there were an inverse of this, taking movies and creating a graphic novel series, which ones would you like to see made? What are the movies you'd like to see comic book series of? I mean, for me, honestly, I'd love to see, and I know this is totally implausible, but somebody who gets a shit better than me to tie in all the David Lynch movies into one concrete universe. I'd love to see a whole comic book imprint
I don't even
of
think David
Lynchian
Lynch could
shit.
do that.
No, well, that's because he's totally.
I think there should
batshit
just be a
insane.
comic book of David Lynch doing the local weather in LA, and that's all it is.
I would love to see the Black Lodge, the comic, where it ties into Mulholland Drive, and
If you could get somebody like Neil Gaiman, or better yet, it would be really great at doing a David Lynch land.
Grant Morrison?
Grant Morrison, yeah, with bells on. And in fact,
That's
they should
depressing.
really fence in an area of space and put a typewriter there and put him in it and never allow him to do anything else but that.
yeah, that's probably a good point. Leon,
I would say The Incredibles, which they are in the process of doing.
yeah,
Really?
which is already happening.
Yeah.
yeah, which I look forward to checking out. Yeah. Evan asks if you could be any comic book character's sidekick. Whose would you be?
I got
Tony
this
Stark.
one. Tony Stark, right on.
Yeah.
Okay, why?
Well, this guy gets a lot of pussy.
Okay, which
right?
feels
So much that he couldn't take it all.
Which fulfills my first prior. I made a list of outline of what is important to go by.
Right.
A, rich dude.
Yeah, he's rich, so you get all the benefits of that.
Yeah, you don't wanna slum with Spider-Man.
He would have the best table scraps.
Yes.
And
Yes, which falls in my C, dude who has lots of cast off pussy.
yes.
Yes.
And okay, the suit you would get from him, it wouldn't be no Robin suit with short pants and elf boots. You'd get full on armor.
Yeah, that's true. You wouldn't be wearing some revealing the family jewels and all that.
Right.
So you're pretty much cast in a
Although
full-on-
revealing family jewels could work in
Yeah,
your
if
favor.
you're Superman's sidekick, all you get
Well,
is a
if
fucking
you're
wristwatch.
if you're black, it might work in your favor.
Yes.
I'm sure the Falcon's all about
Hey,
I don't want to be.
I'm
Tony
speaking only
Stark's
from my
sidekick.
perspective.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Cyrus, who's your pick?
I just said I didn't pick anybody. I just said, you know what, rules. Rich dude, A. B, guy who doesn't have overly psychotic villains, because let's face it, you do not want a fucking green. You do not want to be Tim Drake. You don't want to be that guy
no.
who's like, dude, I thought this was like advanced gym. I didn't
Don't
know
be
what the
that
fuck
guy.
was going on. You know,
You don't want to be that guy.
I'm gonna be beaten to death with a crowbar
That was actually
and see a
Jason.
guy who gets a cast
That
off
was
pussy.
Jason Todd. Yeah, Tim Drake is.
Oh,
still
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
alive.
Jason. Tim Drake is currently Robin.
Oh, well, y'all
But
don't-
he is kind of looking at Bruce Wayne, going like, I don't want to do this for the rest of my life.
Well, he's dead soon, I'm sure. So, great.
Only if the voters decree.
Wait,
Great.
you're not gonna let me do mine?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Bo. Not that I care, but go ahead.
Oh well, Moon Knight.
Moon Knight.
Oh no. To paraphrase Spider Jerusalem, I'm no one's fucking sidekick.
There you go.
All right.
Well said. Well said indeed. And, Spider Jerusalem. Hell, I want to do a whole goddamn show on Transmetropolitan. Green Scarhouse, here's a question for your Leod crew. If you could permanently kill a Marvel or DC character other than Tony Stark, I don't know why they
Jason and I
specified
are going to
that.
race to answer
Who
this
would it
question,
be?
and I'll let him have it.
Okay.
The Sentry.
Thank you.
Yeah, see, I say Aquaman.
I knew you bitches were gonna say that.
Aquaman.
No, it's
Aquaman.
nothing.
Aquaman talks to the fishes, bitch.
No, I've got nothing personally against
I could
him.
write an Aquaman story
Yeah.
that would totally make you take
I
that back.
just know then we could target the whiners and make fun of them to no end because everybody who's screaming,
I
Aquaman dead.
I think Cyrus just called you a whiner.
Don't call me a whine.
Speaking of gay,
I-
I'm sorry, but fucking, you better take back everything you said about Moulin Rouge, because you know what?
I'm not taking shit back about Moulin Rouge.
No.
makes Moulin
No.
Rouge look like Rocky.
No,
No.
if you go back to
No, I-
1967, where Aquaman was a total badass, and they ruined him.
A badass?
No, they
Yes, he was.
They did ruin him.
Yes, they
absolutely ruined him.
yeah.
Yes, but even you, Bo, have to admit he was not quite a badass.
Bo,
person.
No.
back me up on this.
Yeah, he was a fucking
A
badass.
badass?
Dude. Yeah,
Yes.
you did not want to fuck with Aquaman. You would end up in the
As
belly
long
of a
as
whale.
you happen to be in the ocean at the time.
Doesn't
Yeah,
not
and
wanna fuck with
because Aquaman often was like hanging out in the slums of Chicago. Yeah, as long as you were in the fucking ocean, because that's where he was.
Which didn't come up much. Admittedly.
And not only that, but if you can withstand the pressure of being 3 or 4 or 5 or 100 miles below sea level, you can beat the living shit out of somebody without even flexing.
But
your
let's
muscles.
talk about killing the
I
Sentry.
can't remember.
I
The Earth is
guarantee you-
covered by what's the percentage of water that the Earth is covered by?
I believe that's
guarantee you-
90%.
No, that has nothing to do with water. I guarantee you Black Manta goes home to his mom on Thanksgiving and tells him he arches fucking Submariner. That's all I'm saying. Okay?
Anyway, you two bitches talk about killing the Sentry.
Yeah, the Sentry's gotta die.
He does. I mean, this thing that's whole brought up by Paul Jenkins, like, oh, he was this character who existed way back in the Marvel Golden Age that everybody forgot about. Now we brought him back, and nobody can remember because of this void. Even Richards doesn't remember him. It's like, we don't remember him because he sucks. And now he's around. He's like the most powerful being in the Marvel Universe, except he's crazy and unpredictable, and yet he never really serves any purpose.
Well, they were using him as a wild card.
that Leon, that is the only reason he sucks. The character could be really, really, really fucking cool if somebody who had a fucking brain would take it over and say,
Yeah,
like,
and
I
then-
think that's a great concept. There was this incredibly powerful character that everybody forgot because this fucking mind wipe happened, or and he's schizophrenic and he is crazy.
Right.
I think that's a great. I think that's a great premise, but nobody, the people that have been handling it thus far have been, they've just been like, oh yeah, and this happened anyway. So back to our story, and it's just like, dude, why are you going to bring about something like that is obviously, this major issue in the Marvel Universe and not do anything with it?
Honestly, at this point, they should change his name from the Sentry to Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah,
that's true.
absolutely.
No, I agree with
oh,
you.
we needed a Superman. Here he is, and it's just like, oh my god, that is so fucking boring.
And
That's
he
why
has-
you made him. Whatever.
He has been force-fed to us
Yes.
for the last
Well,
2 or 3
didn't
years.
Bendis originally come up with
No,
it?
it's
didn't
Paul
it?
Jenkins.
It was Paul Jenkins. Okay.
Conceptually, I
See-
like the idea. It's just they kept him around too long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like if they had just done it, the idea of this totally schizophrenic, multiple personality, all-powerful superhero, and then ended it in 6 issues, then yes, by all means, awesome, great idea.
Well,
but he's been hanging around for like 3-4 years now. It's like, okay, come on, let's wrap this up.
Yeah.
And he gets punked more than Superman
Oh
does.
boy, does he ever!
Oh, God. It's
He's
like
useless.
the first issue of any story, he gets taken out.
He gets a worse haircut, that's for sure.
There is that.
If
It's like, dude, ponytails are over.
Yeah.
if we were still living in a reality, where series were focusing on the series and not the overreaching arc of the Secret Invasion or Civil War or all this bullshit, we could have had a really cool Sentry story. And because there's all this other bullshit going on, he's just been this pawn in a horrible game. And, you know, that's sad. But yeah, I agree with both of you. Take the motherfucker out.
I don't see what anyone can see in anyone else.
Miley Ray asks, while there have been some good, some not so good comic books adapted to live-action films, when it comes to live-action television, there have been very few attempts at adaptations. Furthermore, aside from Superman, there have been no real success stories. If you were able to greenlight any project, are there any comic properties you feel like would make a great live-action series?
Yes, I would like to answer that in a very simple phrase. All of them. Pretty much, TV is a perfect medium for superheroes.
Effects are so cheap right now.
Yeah. Well, that's the only thing. The only thing really holding us back from something like a great Spider-Man series or a great Superman series that's consistently happening on TV is special effects. I mean, I think that special effects are definitely up to Superman. They're not really up to Spider-Man as far as like doing the like showing him web slinging around town. But it's definitely well within reach, and given the leaps in technology that are being consistently made, it's going to be there soon. And let's face it, comics are all about long arcs done well.
Yeah.
And man, I can't even count how many things I do.
What do you-
A really good X-Men series, a really good Superman series, a really good Spider-Man series.
We need an HBO Sandman.
Yes.
Abs-
I don't
well,
know.
I-
We need an HBO
I don't know about
Preacher
Sandman, but Preacher.
Did
yeah.
HBO? Didn't they do
Transmetropolitan.
one? They did the
Love to see
cartoon
that.
one. Which one did they do? HBO did one. They tried it.
They
with,
did Spawn
They
for
did
a little
Spawn.
while.
Well,
But
what do you guys think of
They did
Heroes? How
Spawn.
does that
Shut the fuck
fall
up.
into that?
I-
I've never watched it, so I'm just asking.
I like it.
I think
I
that
like
Heroes, the first season had a great little arc. They dropped the ball. They never picked it up in the second season, and I'm waiting for the third season to see if they can rescue anything from the hash they've made of it.
Okay.
Well, all right. So if there was a good series, there's 2 waiting, and both of which are in negotiations and have been back and forth for a while. Robert Kirkman's The Walking Dead, which the HBO folks have talked to about.
Really?
But I guess they're feeling like the zombie thing, is it over? Is it still here? What's happening? Honestly, The Walking Dead is the zombie thing for people who don't even give a shit about
And
zombies.
it could only work as a series. There's
Yes.
no way you
movie?
could
Fuck a
ever make
movie.
a movie that could even begin to touch
Honestly,
it.
Bo finally read this series, and
Yeah.
because he doesn't really give a shit
I
about
finally
horror.
gave in. I hate horror movie. Well, I don't hate horror movies, but I'm generally disinterested in horror. I'm not that big of a fan of zombie movies, but I finally read The Walking Dead, and I gotta say, man, it's awesome.
Yeah, we
I
were
mean,
totally not
even
wrong
people
at all.
that don't like zombie movies would be completely invested.
And it would be perfect for an HBO
Oh,
series.
absolutely.
The other thing is Preacher.
And that's the problem with zombie movies, and I believe we've hit this point tonight, is that there's just like there's 2 hours and then it leads up to and then either everybody dies or some one person manages to get away. Who the fuck cares? Walking Dead, like, it carries you out. It's like, what if the apocalypse games, everybody was zombies and you gotta live?
Well,
Yeah,
it's interesting because those zombie movies where everybody dies, on some level you go like, you know what, they all die, but at least their suffering is over.
Yeah.
And with The Walking Dead, their suffering goes on and on. It's
Yeah.
like
It
life, where
never
every day
fucking
you
stops.
wake
Yeah,
up
the-
and you have to deal with this.
The Walking Dead are not the zombies. The Walking Dead are the survivors.
Yeah, exactly. And the other one is Preacher, which would actually
Oh,
be
yeah.
doable.
Hey, as
on
long
a
as Mark
show.
Steven Johnson has
Yeah,
nothing to do with this,
exactly.
I'm all for it.
And you need to find somebody that is not going to shy away from the fact that Preacher is an incredibly mind-bogglingly violent series.
Yes.
There's
And
no way to get
sacrilegious.
around that, and don't avoid it.
totally offensive.
Yeah.
In every way, as anything can be offensive,
Like
except-
Ultimates Volume 3?
or Leon.
or Leon, or especially Leon episode 12.
Just saying.
Okay.
We'll all work on it in post. Anyway, speaking of post, this has been it for another Leog. This is the Leog party. Leog number 12.
I
Leog
know.
party.
We finally pull off that.
Wait.
Woo!
We've got
Wait,
one
no, we've got
question.
one last question from a.
This has nothing to do with comic books, but there's
Okay,
been a
then we're not
question.
answering.
So good night, everybody.
Anyway.
There's been a question posed on the porch, and it's provoked violent debate.
Okay.
Really?
Is Patrick Swayze dead?
Is he?
Really?
Wait,
That provoked
what?
fat, violent debate?
As far
Violent debate.
Whoopi Goldberg would say
Yes,
yes.
I would say this. On one hand, I know that anybody who truly has pancreatic cancer, they don't live any more than 6 months.
Yeah.
That said,
He-
I
he-
heard Patrick Swayze's voice in an interview just last week.
He may be dead, but even if he is alive, he's completely hosed, pretty much, as far as his survival chances.
Plus,
Patrick
he
Swayze
continues
is the wind beneath my wings.
He continues to
he's
touch
still
all.
alive.
Then you are headed for a horrible, horrible crash. I am sorry to tell you this.
And Leon,
No,
you are.
everybody
But if Jennifer Grey is any evidence, you can at least get a great nose job.
Oh
after that's done.
man, everybody convinced me he was dead. I had a car full of 6 people who said, "No, you missed it. It was on the news."
He's
He
actually-
died.
He's the guest host on Leog 13.
And Leon, you are the wind between my thighs, and which I don't have wings, so it's
Yeah,
close I come. I
And-
flap
and
those as much as
Speaking of
wings,
Paul
so.
McCartney's wings,
Yeah, I resigned my post. But hey, that was Leog number 12.
It was fun. It was a totally different experience than
Yes.
what we've done before. And you guys never come back. Seriously.
yes,
No, that's it.
well, our house cannot handle the
Hey,
maelstrom.
12 times the charm.
But thanks, guys. Pay attention to the League Lounge. This is where we post all
Yes.
updates.
Be sure to listen to read the FAQ. I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to say here.
All right, Jason Schubert.
All right, I have had way too much bourbon.
The new
We-
drunk rule
yes.
that applies to
We-
Bo now applies to
Exactly.
Jason.
Yeah, we-
You must listen to a Leog having drank as much alcohol as we have
right.
recording it,
Where's-
provided you are of legal age.
Bo
Here-
says too much. Jason says too little.
Here is
Figuring
our
out
here
the
is our
balance.
new disclaimer for all of you new time listeners. Please check out the Leog synopses that are available in the Leog Lounge section. They will tell you what we have talked about, so that you don't have to ask the same question that we've already answered.
Bo's a
And
whore.
please check out our FAQ sections. Each member of the league has one. Even Greg coming soon, hopefully. And you can ask us any personal questions you have for us, and we will also answer questions that get asked repeatedly. We will answer them there.
And here's to hoping all your 6-packs turn to 7.
Thank you so much, guys.
How
For,
was
thank you so much for listening to Leog. We really appreciate it. I know we're a bunch of drunken idiots, but goddamn, we do our best to entertain.
We love you guys no matter our state of inebriation.
We really do love you.
Yeah, we come across as arrogant, but honestly, we know we're beneath.
If you came over to this house right now, these drunk motherfuckers would embrace you.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.